Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I hope you're having a lovely week. I'm just letting people know that we're getting started here. This is kind of a special stream for me anyway. So it's just gonna be a little different. Not too different. It's still just me talking, so don't worry. That won't change. I am here. We're gonna paint some miniatures. It's gonna be great. I hope you're all, hanging in there. It's sure been a couple of weeks that we've had. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we get to do fun hobby projects together. And Adepticon is it's on the horizon, and that's an exciting time. I'm really pretty freaking psyched about it. I can't wait. I'm just getting the word out. I'm gonna try and make an Instagram post because I always forget to do that. But I use Instagram from my phone, so we're gonna see how it goes with that. Also being my primary means of camera, we're just gonna try. Because trying is really cool. And I personally love seeing people attempt and often, in my case, fail at new things. So, we're trying. And trying's really cool. So, there's that. Yeah, I'm dancing around everything while I get all these socials prepared. 'Cause that's something that I should figure out how to do that better ahead of time to queue posts and stuff. But I just haven't done it. 'Cause there's stuff that you don't put as much time into learning how to do. And that's okay. I don't have to be perfect. I am not a professional. And that's okay. We're just here to have a good time and hang out. Okay. Okay. There, that's a cluttered enough Instagram story post to satisfy anybody's concern for me posting to Instagram. So I think the social media gods, devils, creatures that be, will be appeased by that. I'm hoping that everybody can hear me okay. I think that they can. My microphone device should be working. Hopefully that's better. I think I just connected the right one to making my little talkie guy talk. I realized I don't have my camera rig set up, which is also something that I need to do. So let me just be right back. I'll get that, and then we'll really be good to go. Very professional. Hello, Rothian. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's wonderful of you to spend your valuable hobby time with me tonight, and I'm happy that you're here. I moved my camera rig last time to the assembly station. Now I'm moving it back to the painting station. Because those just happen on different desks based on whether or not I want to watch TV while completing a project. Which I feel like is an important way of judging how well my painting comes out versus how well my assembly comes out. Because there's clearly one of those that ends better than the other. But, yeah, I'm just getting the camera arm attached to my desk here, so bear with me. We'll regain visual momentarily. Are you working on anything cool tonight? I hope that you are. It's always nice when you have a fun project to be working on. Alright. I think with that, should theoretically be back up and running. Unless my camera's paused, which It well could be. It looks like it might be. Yes, let's try that again. Slight technical difficulty. I love when my streaming software decides, you know what? How about if we didn't? Okay, let's try that again. Oh, it keeps thinking it's previously connected. I need it to not do that so that we can reconnect. There we go. There we go. All right. Problem solved. Thanks for bearing with me. It's a Tuesday, but God, does it ever feel like a Monday sometimes. Ooh, Shredder action figure. That's cool. That's cool. Hello, Josh. Enjoy your D&D. Tonight, I'm painting some spiders. My friend John, who I met at Gen Con, he's a very talented illustrator and stuff. I bought his fancy art book about all his space mythology, which is just really neat. And it's got, like, a lot of poetry in there. But he released a D&D module, about, well, it's on Kickstarter, and it's about, like, a Spider King, so I thought I'd paint some spiders, and, like, he's got just some really neat art in this book that I bought, and I've enjoyed reading through the poetry of. And I messaged him on and off about it, and he's been talking about this D&D campaign for a while, so he's like, hey, you know, if you could just give it a shout out or whatever, because he's hoping that it gets funded. Yeah, I was having issues with the camera earlier. I think that's solved now. You might be slightly behind live, Lila. So, yeah. Anyway, John launched a Kickstarter campaign. And, I mean, look at his calligraphy. Like, excuse me? I aspire to be a calligrapher, and this would be the kind of stuff I'd love to be able to do one day, but, man, I am just not there yet. But he was like, yeah, if there's anything you can do to promote this or just whatever when it launches, like, that'd be cool. So I said I would, and it launched today, so I'm going to paint some spiders, and there's a link to the Kickstarter in the description, and there will be, like, STLs and minis and stuff, but I didn't get any of them. Like, I don't have a miniature that's actually from the campaign, so I'm just going to try and paint some space spiders, and we're gonna see how that goes. So, yeah, should be fine, theoretically. Oh my gosh, I'm on the TV with you and G in the living room. Hello. Hello to you and G. Thank you for being here. Thanks for putting me on the television. This paintbrush is not hydrated. Let's take care of that. I think I might actually need more water. Hello, Goober. Hello, Soda Addict. I think I already said enjoy watching JoJo, Brady. What part are you on? Part 5 is my favorite. Lila, please do let me know if you're still having issues with seeing anything or reading anything in the chat. Because I think there was a delay. It appears to be solved on my end. I want to make sure that it's solved on your end as well. But yeah, it's going to be some spiders. The campaign's about spiders. I don't have a lot of, like, scientific knowledge about spiders. These are spiders from the Bloodborne board game. Not from the campaign that he's running, although there is a 6 spider mini. That's like a stretch goal, so hopefully that gets unlocked. How are you and G Cam? Are you guys having a nice time? It was so nice to see them at Blood Bowl. I was sad. I mean, I was happy to play my Blood Bowl game and have it go really well, but I was sad that I didn't get a game in with them. So I'm looking forward to playing Magic with you guys soon. I think that'll be fun. I don't really know how to paint a space spider, so I'm just going to kind of go based off some of the concept art from the campaign, which has a lot of like golds and tans and blacks and sometimes also blues. So that's kind of where we're at. I once did a troll with gold undertones and it turned out really interesting. So I have no idea if it's going to work for a spider, but I'm going to give it a go. You know, I'm just going to see where we end up. This is a little bit of an unhinged start to a stream, but honestly, when was the last time I did a fully hinged stream? I don't know that that's ever happened. Taco Bell and hanging out. That sounds good. I've been trying to not eat out at restaurants or anything like that because I have Adepticon coming up and I'm like, that's going to be expensive and all. But of course, today I ran out of Achilles' usual cat food, and he is a particular guy. So I had wet food, which the other cats will eat. Hector and Lobster will both eat that, but Achilles is just not interested in anything but his kibble. So I was like, come on, man. And he just looked at me, and I was like, you're really not going to eat anything, and I can't just put that off, so I had to buy a big old bag of cat food to make sure that they had enough, and that when I have a cat sit over, there won't be any problems, and nobody's going to run out, so that was annoying. Another thing to buy before Adepticon, but what can you do? Also, Malifaux minis that I ordered in November finally got into my local game store, like, yesterday, and I was like, of all the times for you to show up and for me to be obliged to purchase, this is a really annoying time for that to have happened. No, my chat is behind. I'm sorry that my chat isn't as up-to-date as you would like it. It does its best, okay? That's a YouTube failure, not a me failure, and I won't stand for this. I'll sit for it instead. That's very fair. That's very fair. You are just correcting. Those are kind of the major things that have been happening with me. Also, my friend Adam and I have been playing Bloodborne together, and it's been great. We got to the Forbidden Woods today, which is not my favorite area. Let's just put it like that. But Adam seemed really interested / spooked slightly by the snakes. So that was fun. Just seeing someone come at that area with fresh eyes was wonderful. It's nice to share things with your friends and the people that you enjoy hanging out with sometimes. Oh my gosh! Your new cat is pregnant! Oh dear! Were you expecting that, or is that a complete surprise? Kittens are dang cute, though. If you need help coming up with names for kittens, you just let me know. I've always got some good cat names bumping around in the old noggin. Be happy to help with that. They might be weird, though, so if you want, like, normal cat names, don't ask me for that. Complete surprise. Well, kind of a delightful surprise. You get multiple cats for the price of one. But if you're not prepared, like if you're like, I don't think that we need 12 cats all at once, that's a lot. I don't think we're anywhere near each other. Otherwise, I'd be like, I'll help you find homes for these beautiful cats. Um, but I don't really, I don't know that I could help out with that. I really like this spider because it's big and it's in a cool pose. Now, I don't really see a lot of spider minis that look like this. They're usually more like the tiny ones that I have, so felt this one was appropriate. Again, I don't really know how I'm going to make these space spiders in the end, but I'm just going to kind of follow some of the color schemes that I've seen John work with, and hopefully they work out. And if not, then they don't. And we've experimented, and it hasn't worked out, which is also knowledge. Which I hear the old people say is its own reward. Although I'd prefer a beautifully painted mini if I had to choose between the two. There's so many Kickstarters that launched today because not only is it this one, but also the Townsfolk Tussles, like, expansion launched today. And I don't need to pledge to anything until at least after Adepticon. So if people could just stop making cool shit I want to buy, that would be great. But apparently this month is just all going to be cool stuff that I want to buy. Have to rein it in. Have to pump the brakes just a little bit. Can't believe how close it's all getting. Been looking forward to this since like last year. Also, I'm looking forward to taking a break from work because frankly, I don't want to be there right now. It's been a slog. It's fine, but I'm tired. I think everybody feels that way about their jobs sometimes. Oh, if one of them ends up a black cat, you'll take that black cat for yourself. That's fair. My favorite color of cat, like, if I have to just say what kind of cat I like the best, it's actually, I don't have this exact, like, pattern of cat. Hector is the closest, but I really like mostly white cats that have, like, black polka dots. Not, like, the full mask and cowl the way that, Hector has, but just random black spots that don't have, like, any of the traditional markings. They just kind of look like polka dots. Those are my favorite pattern of cat. And every time I see a black and white cat like that, I'm like, it's a cow cat, and I want one. But I need to not adopt every cat that I see simply because it's cute or a color of cat that I don't have. Hector is my little cow cat, and he is perfect and wonderful and lovely, so there is no reason to get another one except for the fact that all cats are adorable and deserve great homes. So I hope you're able to find all of that stuff. Spill all the Bloodborne stuff? I can't tell you all of the secrets of Bloodborne, okay? You're in a Bloodborne-inspired campaign. If you want to know all of the Bloodborne stuff that exists, Lila, there are several ways that you can do so. The most expensive and least viable is you can buy a PlayStation 4 and a TV to hook up to that PlayStation 4, and then play Bloodborne for yourself, and experience everything that I did. I don't recommend this option, because I don't think you'll have a great time playing it based on, like, who I know you to be as a person. I just don't think that it would be the kind of time sink that you would enjoy. Because you seem to like perfecting useful skills, like painting, as opposed to perfecting skills like timing in video games. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be something that I could even beat, and I had a great time with it. Option 2 is watching another person play through Bloodborne and seeing what that's all about. There's a variety of people on YouTube who have done Bloodborne playthroughs, but probably the most well-known YouTuber who did one is I think his name is Jacksepticeye. That's right. That's the one that I watched. And it was fun to watch. And option 3 is simply I will not tell you anything about Bloodborne, and then you can experience it through the veil of me running a Bloodborne-themed campaign for you and James, which is the option I think most likely for you to take. But you know, there are ways to gain knowledge of all of the things that are eldritch and weird and wonderful out there. Honestly, I'm just having a good time playing with my friend. Collect them all. In reference to cat colors, I mean, I wish, but this house, it's not a cat sanctuary. And that also means, like, having the ability to pay vet bills for every color of cat, cleaning a litter box for every color of cat, which is, you know, there's trade-offs to having a lot of animals. I don't feel like I could be responsible for any more than 3 cats at a time by myself. I feel like that would just be too much. So, yeah. I'm good with just the 3 that I have right now. Maybe someday in the future, but probably not. I don't know. My cats are going to be immortal and live forever, so no reason to switch them out. I think they're just fine. Ooh, he's certainly gotten all shiny, which makes him look weird, but we're gonna put other colors on top of it, and it's not gonna be as noticeable as it is currently. I half promise that, because I don't know and I haven't tested this paint scheme, but we're gonna find out together. This is a journey that we're taking as a team. If you like all colors of cats, though, I think that's valid, and you should collect them all, if you have the space and funds to do so safely. Ahoy, Atomic Topher! How goes it? Lovely to see you. Painting some spiders today, and just letting people know about my friend John's cool Kickstarter campaign. What are you up to? Have you got anything cool on the painting desk? Are you also painting spiders? Our other option for if we get bored of painting space spiders is the Malifaux minis that I got in. They do have a gremlin on a spider thing. This is not Malifaux minis that I need for Adepticon though. So there's no rush to build those. Can do that in my own time. Spiderinos, yes. If you like spiders and space, that's a little bit of what my friend John's campaign is about. So that's why spiders. I just happen to have all of these spider minis because Bloodborne has spiders in it. Like pretty much every other video game has enemy types. Spiders. Yeah. And spiders are cool. Spider Trek. I have to be honest, I have not watched Star Trek, like, ever. I feel like that's one of those things that I should get around to at some point in time. Like, I want to make a list of just all the kind of, like, classic media that I've somehow missed and start working my way through it. But inevitably, every time, I just find that there's so much stuff I haven't seen, and I never know where to start. I did start watching Berserk recently. I was gonna try and read Berserk, but the writing in the earlier issues, like, it's fine, but it doesn't hold my interest. And people say it gets better later. So maybe I'll stick with it, but I was like, I want to experience this just the same. And I mean, when I was younger, I probably would have just watched the show. So I'm just counting that as fine, and I can do that and then go back and experience it differently later if I want to. Hello! Hi, Destro. Hi, Chris. Welcome. How are you guys doing? Come on in. Painting some spiders. You're clipping Malifaux yokai for assembly. Oh, cool. I was half hoping that these Malifaux minis were pre-assembled. I don't think that they are. Because usually it'll say pre-assembled. And instead this one says find instructions, which is like the anti-pre-assembled. Which is fine. I just don't know how I want to paint my gremlin crew, so I'm putting that off for another day. Probably. I need to figure it out, though. I don't want them to sit around forever and just never get painted, because that's not fun. Hi, 80. Welcome. A couple new people are here, so I'm painting spiders tonight, just because my friend John launched a Kickstarter about spiders and space and stuff. So I said, hey, I'll give you a shout out, and there's a link in the description if you feel like checking it out. I've got some really shiny spiders right now, which I'm not confident I can turn into not, like, I'm growing less and less confident that these are going to turn out to look not like shiny spiders, but I've done this before and it worked really good. I thought to do a metallic undercoat and then not do any more metallics, because when I was watching Labyrinth one time, I was like, they put glitter all over the set. And I feel like we as a society have lost that. We don't just put glitter all over our film sets anymore, and we need to. So, because I didn't want to literally coat my miniatures in glitter, because I didn't think it would scale very well, I painted a troll a while back that, like, had some kind of Jim Henson-ness to it. Some of that good Brian Henson shapes, and it turned out cool, and I did a metallic undercoat with that, so I'm trying a metallic undercoat with this, and it's either going to work or it's not, but we're going to find out together along the way. And it's going to be fun. Why not experiment a little? Ooh, you had a good pub lunch with an excellent burger. That sounds nice. I'm trying to use up, like, all of the food that I have in my house before Adepticon, so it's just like, oh, still got leftovers. Better eat those. I say that like it's terrible. I had fajitas tonight. They were delicious. I just won't have anything particularly exciting to cook for a little bit. Let's see. I need to make like an off-white color. I have moon dust. I thought I had drake tooth, but this bottle is dead. So I don't know if I have a tan color. I do. I have deck tan. Deck tan is a good color. How much deck tan do I have? Well, that remains to be seen. That's enough. Hopefully someone at Adepticon will be selling some Vallejo paints and I can pick up some more. Lila has said Star Trek The Next Generation. I don't know. I haven't watched any of the Star Treks, so I couldn't say if that one's good or not. But if that's getting your endorsement, then maybe I'll be able to check it out at some point. See what all the hype's about. I think I'm gonna work out how this color is gonna work on this bigger one. See what happens when I just start putting this on. I'm not particularly fussed if the gold is completely dry yet or not, because I do still want it to have some shine, so I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't care. I'm just gonna do cool stuff and hope that it turns out interesting. Because these models are neat. No one's ever seen a space spider in real life before because they're just a thing that John imagined. They don't exist. So I can paint mine with whatever level of quality I want today. Am I painting nightmare fuel? No, Param, only if you're afraid of spiders and also the vastness of space. As vast as space and as timeless as infinity, as Rod Serling would say. Makes me want to watch. Maybe I'll watch some Twilight Zone tonight. I was gonna watch next couple episodes of Berserk, but maybe go retro and throw some Twilight Zone on would be good. It's been a while since I watched any Twilight Zone, and I'm a fan. I have some of the episodes on VHS because they were 10 cents at the Goodwill, and I can't pass up a, ooh, it's cool that that exists on VHS kind of deal. Ooh, you have glitter craft paint? Yeah, that would be a good base. Sure, why not? Could be interesting. I say, why not experiment? Make you some, like, super girly pop Space Marines if you want to. Or, I mean, I just find it as an interesting kind of base coat because in areas where this tan is a little bit thinner, you can see the shine of it peeking through, but not in, like, an annoying way, and just kind of, like, an interesting, what texture, material, creature is that kind of way, which is exactly what I'm going for with something that's supposed to be kind of indescribably vague and cosmic and stuff. I'm using my good words today. Golden Demon is over. We have Golden Spider now. Exactly. Move over, most famous Warhammer painting competition in the world. There's a me in town, and I'm painting the big ol' spider. Glitter, the contagion of crafting. Once you use it, it will literally be a part of you forever. Literally. Yeah, glitter sure does get everywhere, but metallic paint doesn't, so I feel like that's a reasonable compromise. I don't know. I feel like if more stuff was sparkly, it could be a little bit more fun. And it gives it that sort of stardust quality that I'm looking for. You know, just space stuff is neat. Everybody likes space. Or at least I like space. I think aliens are cool. Next Gen is the one to start with, then Voyager, but that's because of your childhood nostalgia. Childhood nostalgia is a very powerful factor. Very powerful factor. We cannot discount that at all. Captain being a badass woman helps. I thought that it was Captain Kirk, but I guess maybe the captain changes in the different Star... See, this is how little I know about Star Trek. I think maybe I saw the, like, film version of Star Trek with Chris Pine in it at one point, and I was just like, okay, this is happening. They made multiple movies, but I'm pretty sure I only saw the first one. And I don't really remember any of it. So I can't say it particularly stuck with me. I can do the little live long and prosper thing, though. It's like that. I can't hold the paintbrush and do it, but I know that some people can and some people seem to struggle with it, so I can at least do that. Space is the place, after all, correct. Hello, Ross. How is it going? Welcome to the stream. Are you painting anything cool? Always interested. It's nice when we can see all of our projects sort of develop alongside one another. And I'll be like, oh yeah, you said you were painting that while I was streaming. That's cool. Okay. That's one more layer of base coat done on this spider. Applying patches and having a devil of a time. Oh, are you doing like a battle jacket sort of thing? I know that's what they call them for punks, right? That's what you do. Maybe you're just like being normal and patching up some pants or something like that. I always think of those cool jackets with tons of patches on them. I have a Letterman jacket that I really like, but it's like a clown themed one. It says honk on the sleeve, and I'm gonna be wearing it to Adepticon, and I'm really excited about it because it's just gonna be this pastel nonsense with my very freshly dyed like yellow blonde hair. It's gonna be a look. It's going to be a look. Iconic. Unforgettable. In a con where people will probably dress like literal space marines, I will be the one clown there, and that's fine. Your iron doesn't have numbers or heats? Oh, goodness. You're making wedding battle jackets? That's awesome. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Do they have clever puns? Something like tying the slip knot, because Slipknot's a band? I guess My Chemical Romance just kind of works because it has the word romance in it. I'm going to try and think of other bands that would be appropriate on a battle jacket that also would have a wedding pun, but I probably won't be able to think of a third one. I wish the letter on it was a 5, but it's just I think the part where a letter would be is actually just like, it's either a cupcake or a little bundle of balloons, and then on the back where you'd have like class of whatever or a big symbol, it's a balloon dog. It's very cute. I'd like to put like a Letterman jacket style number 5 on there, but I don't know where to buy that or how to attach it because I don't know how to make clothing or purchase things for sports. So, those are two gaps in my knowledge. Okay, you're just doing a battle jacket for your wedding. No wedding puns. That's totally valid. Listen, I couldn't come up with more than 2 wedding puns, so I think just making a regular jacket is totally acceptable. If you feel like sharing, when is the wedding? That's exciting stuff. It'll be really funny to me if you say Halloween, because so far I've been to a total I've been invited to a total of 3 Halloween weddings. 3 weddings that were on Halloween. Which is just funny because the past 2 or 3 years, every year for Halloween, people have been like, "What are your plans?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm kind of attending a wedding." April 1st? It is April 1st, and you're making your battle jacket for the wedding now. Okay. You know what? I respect that. Party City, they're usually iron-on. The numbers? Oh, dang. Well, I wish I could get easily to Party City and that I also owned an iron. Both things that I don't have and likely won't have before Adepticon. Although I suppose most hotels will supply you with an iron. I don't know if I know how to use an iron. I'm sure I learned at one point in time, but my method for managing clothing with wrinkles was just to either shrug and wear it or throw it back in the dryer for a couple of minutes to get the wrinkles out. I mostly wear t-shirts, so, you know, that kind of is a problem that solves itself. I can't tell you when the last time I ironed something was. New channel, sugar candy tailoring? God, no. I am not qualified to give advice about tailoring. You're currently trying to put an Elmo in Hell patch on? I didn't know they made patches that were Elmo in Hell. That's awesome. I always call that meme, like, in my brain, I just think of it as Saint Elmo's Fire. I don't think that's the actual name of the meme. Elmo in Hell sounds more accurate, but that's what my brain always tells me it is. It's not. I love that little Elmo, though. I really want to get him tattooed on me at some point in time, because I think it would be funny. And I use that meme both in a celebratory and, like, an I'm in crisis way, which is not helpful to anyone who wants to understand the context of what I'm trying to go for. It's just a favorite. It's an all multi-purpose, all the time meme. This brush has, as I always say, or I always seem to say about my brushes, it's seen better days. It has seen better days. You're currently painting up 9 Necromunda Orlok models for no particular reason. Oh, this is in addition to the Necromunda team that you totally have completed and ready to go for, you know, the Adepticon game that we'll be playing in, like, I don't know, 6 to 10 days, depending on what day we get that game in. It's got no relation to that whatsoever. You're just doing this for fun, huh, Soda? I still need to work out a transport situation for my knight so I can enter it in the Golden Demon. I need to, like, go to whatever Dollar Tree kind of thing I have near me. Family Dollar. That's the name of the company. I need to go to Family Dollar and be like, hey, I need a plastic bin and some metal stuff that magnets will work with. And then I'll make a tray or a carrying thing. I'll figure it out. It'll get done. I haven't started packing for Adepticon yet. I feel like it's a little too early to feel like I need to accomplish that, but it's creeping up. I'm gonna do it sooner rather than later. I hate rushing at the last minute to pack stuff. I can't stand it. Makes me anxious. I don't know if this looks good, but that's fine. He's reminding me of John's illustrations in a rudimentary way, if not perhaps with the level of sophistication that I would have hoped for. We can do that for Friday, just remind you. I don't know what you're referring to. I have a Family Dollar right by me, so I can get that stuff. Like, I can walk there. That it's no big deal for me to do it. I just haven't done it because I've been lazy. Actually, I haven't been lazy either. It's just immediately after I get off work, I message my friend Adam and I'm like, hey, you want to play some Bloodborne? Because Adam lives in Ireland, and we have had our daylight savings time, but they have not had their daylight savings time. So right now, we get an extra hour of time to play together before it gets ridiculously late, and he has to go to bed. So it's been great. I've been enjoying the fact that I get extra time with my friends because the world doesn't know how to keep time correctly. Like, that's fascinating to me. I don't know why different parts of the world do daylight savings on different days, but that's something that I learned just because I have friends in other countries. It's kind of neat. But I figured I'd take advantage of that while I could. So that's been fun. But yeah, I should probably get my Family Dollar concerns taken care of and make sure that I have a safe way of transporting my knight, and probably start to round up my other miniatures and pack them away in battle foam so that they can safely make the journey. And then I'll fuss about it the whole way anyway because I'll be nervous. And that's what you do when you're nervous. You just fuss over things. Hi, Keegan. Are you calling? Is this the intro to, like, the Haunted Mansion at Disney World? You're just like, hello, foolish mortals. Is that your catchphrase now? You're back from JoJo's? What's going on? We're just painting spiders still. Painting spiders, talking about Adepticon. Reminding you to check out the Kickstarter campaign in the description that I haven't mentioned for a little bit. Check it out. That's all the stuff that I think I need to catch people up on. Playing Bloodborne, Elden Ring as a stealth build has the most stress-free way to beat those games. Just run past everything and crit the bosses to death. Listen, I can't time attacks, okay? I don't know what you want from me. I'm not going to parry things for visceral attacks. I'm not going to learn techniques. I'm just going to pick up my little axe, and I'm going to hit the boss 1,000,000 times and go through 20 blood vials until it dies because I simply have more health than it. That's the secret technique that you need to master to beat the game. Is it easy? No. Is it efficient? Also no. Does it work? I beat the game, so clearly it does. Also, I miss playing Elden Ring somehow. I beat the game. I'm still like, man, there's other stuff that I could still do. I should do that. But I'm kind of like, I want the DLC to come out, so I have another like major goal to accomplish. I was so worried about that game being too massive and being like, there's too much going on. I'm never gonna conquer this. But now that I've done all the main things that I was like, this is important to do, I'm like, wait, but now what? Which is just a completely ridiculous demand for a game that has so much content in it. You cannot complain about Elden Ring not having enough content because it simply has a ton. There's so much to do. And I can't say that I've even done it all. There's still areas that I can go to and, like, finish up or check out. It's just most of the major story beats have been resolved, so I can't really do that. You're reprinting your Ratman army. You wasn't happy with the resin. Oh, no! I'm sorry that the resin wasn't good. Now, these Ratmen, are they regular Ratmen or Space Ratmen? Because I know a lot of Space Skaven has gained a lot of traction within the 3D printing community. Or at least within the few people that I know of who like Skaven and 3D printing. I think Space Skaven is a cool idea, personally. You can hear my boys fighting each other in the background. They are just play fighting. Sorry about that. They're noisy sometimes. Anybody who says cats are quiet is lying to you. They're just as noisy as anything else. Especially if you got more than one. And Lila will back me up here. I've met Mochi. I've met Cardamom. Mochi is a noisy fellow, a delightful fellow, a lovely boy. He is not quiet, though. The world gave him lungs, and god damn it, he is going to use them. He's got all these big opinions that he needs to share. And I love that. Would never deny a cat his right to speak his mind. So proud of him. So proud of my cats, too. They're loud, and they demand attention. They know exactly what they want, and they'll bother you until you give it to them. We were out of Achilles' preferred brand of food today, and he simply sulked and meowed until I ordered more, and it got delivered. Because he was not willing to compromise and eat a lesser brand of food. He needed his. Actually, he would have compromised probably. He was not willing to compromise and eat wet food. He only likes dry food. Because he's a silly boy. Which I think is funny, because most cats are like, give me wet food. These are noble, heroic Ratmen. One-page rules as models. Okay, cool. All Ratmen are good Ratmen. That is definitely an opinion that you would hold, Destro. And then you said rats, 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 which I appreciate. Yes. All correct. Yep, we got some spooters. These ones aren't going to be any kind of food. I'm trying to paint them sort of in line with John's illustrations. You can see a link to the Kickstarter campaign down there, Orc Dork. He launched a Kickstarter for a D&D module that he's turning some of his work into. And we're friends. We met at Gen Con, and he was like, yeah, when this launches, if you want to do a promo for it, that would be cool. And, like, the miniatures are all STLs, and I don't have a 3D printer or anything like that, so they're only recently ready, so I was like, I can paint some spiders that I have, and he was like, that's cool, so, yeah. They're just kind of inspired by his art style, which is I'm not doing justice with these spiders, honestly, but it is what it is. You know, he works in traditional illustration. I'm trying to translate that to a miniature, and it's going. It's fine. They look like spiders, and we'll put a wash on them and see what happens after this. We can be a little bit experimental. Every campaign needs spiders at some point. It seems inevitable that there will be spiders. That art is pretty spicy. He does art. Keegan, you know how to draw. I've seen your art. You know how to draw. You draw so well. You drew Hector as a barbarian once. It made me very happy. I still have that drawing saved on my phone. So don't go harassing artists to teach you how to draw when you know how to draw. You ain't fooling nobody, least of all me. Your brand is Skeletons and Ratmen, and mine is food minis, but I constantly veer off into painting whatever the fuck I want to paint because there are no rules and no one can make me. Which, you know, gets us here, painting space spiders. Because no one can make me not paint space spiders. I just think they're cool. They do kind of look like spiders right now that might exist in real life, because tan and black spiders seem possible. I don't know how much farther I'll get with them after putting a wash on them, because you know how it goes. You put the wash on, you have to wait for the wash to dry. Because I want to find a way of making them, like, all cool and outer space-like. I don't know if maybe sponging on some white paint to look like stardust or trying to freehand some stars onto their fur is going to work, but we'll see what happens. There are no rules and no one can make me his Helmo energy. Quick, someone give 5 of the rule books so they can throw it out. Have you tried not painting space spiders? I have before. This is the first time I've tried painting spiders. So, painting space spiders at all. Maybe the first time I've painted spiders. I don't remember painting spiders. It's definitely a miniature that I would paint. Like, I'm not afraid of spiders or anything. No, I painted a spider before. I haven't finished painting a spider. He's here somewhere. Another spider mini. Yeah. I have this spider, which I was testing out speed paints on. He's like a little guy. Maybe I'll prime him and repaint him as like a space spider soldier. Or try painting over these colors, because he's pretty cute. I like him a lot, but I haven't finished painting him. Nor have I finished painting this grub wizard or this cicada adventurer that go along with him. I need to finish painting these bug guys at some point. But I haven't done it yet. I have them. They're cute and I like them a lot. But I haven't finished painting them yet. But that's okay. This year is about finishing projects, so it seems perfect. I can get them done this year. These space spiders count as finishing a project and not starting a new one because they're part of the Bloodborne miniatures that I already owned and needed to paint anyway. So they're not a new project. They're just a continuation of a really long-winded old project that I have no plans of particularly completing anytime soon. That's how I'm getting away with it. Green and black spiders are your favorite color of spiders? That sounds cool. I don't know if I have a favorite, like, color of spider or type of spider. I don't know much about real-world spiders. I don't know much about any real-world creatures. I'm not a experienced zoologist. I just sometimes think things are neat. Yeah, space spiders seem neat. Why shouldn't space spiders just exist and be cool? Be spiders and do crime. Fun fact, they're just little guys. Absolutely. These guys do have some peak little guy energy. Although I think that the Spider Lord in John's campaign is probably a bad guy. I think he's probably bad. I don't know. I don't have access to the module at this time because I believe it's still being worked on. Not sure. He doesn't strike me as a good guy. It is called Lair of the Spider Lord, which I think implies that you're stealing from, or like the Spider Lord is your enemy. But it's D&D, so you never really know. Whatever truly ends up being an enemy that can't be befriended. Okay. Yeah, I can see how this wash would work. We'll put this on. And then I think maybe if we do like a gold dry brush over things, that could bring back some of that spacey weirdness. Or maybe like a light blue. You can see, we're just experimenting. We're just having fun painting space spiders. Plus, things look a little different after the wash dries anyway. I'm leaning into the fact that this is going to tint it different colors. I don't know what kind of highlight color I'm going to use yet, but I wanted those highlights to just be interesting. So, we're going to put a wash all over this big boy. He's got plenty of texture. Like, I don't have any qualms with slapping a wash over everything, because I mean, the legs are kind of, like, thin, but I think it'll look fine. I think it'll look fine. His body's basically all fur, so that works just great with a wash. They're good at fur textures. Everything is an enemy. The floor is an enemy. No. Floor is good. Floor stays there and helps support house. Fiverr isn't a zoologist. They think animals are cookies. I do not. Although animal crackers are pretty cool. We need that Friends meme. This year is about finishing projects, and Joey be like, this year is about buying new minis. I've been better about buying minis. I haven't purchased that many this year. I really haven't. I was good. That's all gonna fall apart at Adepticon, though. It's all gonna fall apart. You know it. I know it. We both know it. But we're holding out strong, and until then, keeping up with the narrative that I've been responsible. And I've painted a lot of miniatures this year. Already. I've finished a lot of projects. I finished my Necromunda team, and then I got new Necromunda minis, and I finished that part of the Necromunda team too. I finished my Warcry team. I finished my Big Knight, and one of the Baby Knights. I finished the Malifaux team. Like, that's a lot of projects. That's a lot of minis right there. So, it's not like I haven't done anything. I've done stuff. I've certainly accomplished some tasks. Met some goals. Nah, no, you wouldn't hit a little guy with 4 pairs of glasses, would you? Just a little guy. Yeah. These spiders are just little guys. They're just little guys. I don't think they have 4 pairs of glasses, but that would be cute. Your latest D&D campaign stopped being about saving the world and became about helping a tribe of goblins and kobolds build a town and develop a basic agrarian economy to trade with humans. Defended by the goblin cavalry because goblins are scared of horses. That's adorable. I would love to see a goblin riding a cow. That sounds super cute. Fiverr goes to the con and spends $1,500 on knights. I will not, I'm telling you right now, I will not spend $1,500 on knights. That is not going to happen because I simply do not have that kind of money to spend. It will not happen. It is not an option for me. I appreciate your lack of faith, Soda. No, I appreciate your lack of faith, Brady. Soda was encouraging it, but you put the numbers out there. I'm sorry, Soda. I falsely blamed you for that. We'll hit the Forge World section of the GW booth and be bad influences on each other? Maybe. I mean, I don't like a lot of the Forge World Knights, so I'm safe. Marked safe from Forge World in terms of Knights. In terms of other stuff, well, I can't make any guarantees. They do have some cool Necromunda minis. I wonder if they'll have the little guy. The Necromunda Knight. You know what he's called, Soda, maybe? The little baby guy that they announced. You know who I'm talking about. He was cute. I was freaking out because he was adorable. I wanted like 12 of him. I'll probably not get 12 of him. I do think of you anytime that I see skeletons. I do mean that in the nicest way possible, Destro. Because I know that some people might think, wow, that's kind of demented that you think of your friend when you see skeletons. But I'm like, no. Destro just really likes skeletons. It's kind of his whole brand. Just is really into skeletons. But not Osriarch Bone Reapers. He doesn't like those because those aren't skeletons, those are bone constructs, and it's different. I didn't really like the Ozriarch Bone Reapers, but I realized it's just the box color scheme that I don't like. When Dana Howell paints them, or when I saw some of my friends at Age of Sigmar playing with the models, I was like, those models are kind of neat. I don't know that I need an Ozriarch Bone Reaper army, but they're not really that bad. People give them a lot of hate. I don't know that it's all the way deserved. Did I say it wrong? Osiarch? Not Ozzyarch? Osiarch? I like my pronunciation better. It's a fake space word. I can say it how I want. Well, is the Mortal Realm space? It's a fake space word. I'll say it how I want. Ozriarch just sounds better to say than Osiarch. I guess the spellings would be wildly different, though. You kind of got a point. That little Enforcer Knight, yeah! I need him. When does he come out, Soda? When can I get him? You run a channel that does Warhammer news sometimes. When is he out? When will they release him into the world? Bone Reapers as Mr. Skeleton pastel candy. No, for a while I wanted to do a Bone Reaper army that was French fries. Like, the bones were just French fries. And then their little shields would be like McDonald's shields and stuff. I'd wanted to do a McDonald's themed army for a long time. Fortunately, that format came in the form of Necromunda minis, and they turned out perfect. So now that desire is sated. We have our McDonald's army. I need worry over it no longer. That was a very violent brush washing out there. And I put the cap on the wash so it doesn't spill. Soda, I would come on your channel just to be like, oh my god, look at him. He's just a little guy. He's just a tiny little guy. He's just a little guy with a little waffle thing that he holds like a shield on his arm. And he's tiny, and he's a baby, and I want to hold him. He's just a little baby tiny robot man, and we need him. We love him. Yeah. Osseous means bone, though. So the name makes sense. That's fair. Yeah. Skeletons. Excellent. Yeah, I need him in my life. Yeah, I might have to get Enforcers just because I love those knights so much. But also, I might just paint them as tiny knights and stick them on the bases of my big knights, like they're little plushies or mascots for the big knights to have. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I am going to paint them. In terms of painting for tonight, though, I have gotten probably about as far as I can with these spiders, because I'll have to wait for the wash to dry before I can do more steps on them. Which is great, because now I have wash all over my fingers. Paint and convert them to work with another gang. That's fair, too. This is probably about where I'm going to end the stream for tonight. I know it wasn't a particularly long one, but I don't have much more work that I can do on these spiders. I've been a little bit more tired than usual. I don't know if any of you have had the misfortune of being just aware of any of the news that is happening, but it's making me tired and sad, which makes it hard to do projects. So yeah, I definitely like painting, but it's been a little bit harder recently. I don't know when my next video will be out, because I'm just, right now I'm just existing, and that's like really cool, and sometimes that's just what you gotta do. Adepticon should probably give me some sparks of inspiration, though. So we're hopeful, but yeah, life's it's a bit much and a bit tiring, so getting some hobby time in is always good, even if it's just painting some silly little space spiders to help promote a friend's little Kickstarter campaign. Um, it's been really nice hanging out with you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. You can find me on Instagram. I have a Discord server as well for anyone who would like to be a part of it. You don't have to be like a Patreon or anything. You can just hang out there. We talk about stuff, and I'm going through watching Berserk for the first time, so it's kind of fun because I'll be like dumb about stuff or say crazy things, and people will be like, "How do you not know about Berserk?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. I just haven't watched it yet." It's a good time. I am taking care of myself. Thank you, Chris. I'm making sure to drink water and do things that I enjoy, like playing Bloodborne and just talk to people and make sure that I'm taking care of me. So that means a lot that you make sure that to check up on that. I appreciate it. Me and the boys are fine. We're doing okay. Just life gets tiring sometimes. But anyway, yeah, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. I probably won't talk to you guys until maybe after Adepticon. I'm not sure. I might try and get one last stream in. But if I don't see you until after then, just be kind to yourselves and have a nice night. Bye!